Amazon sold $716 billion of stuff last year, the largest revenue number in corporate history. The retail business that produced almost all of that revenue earned roughly 3% operating margin, and it lost money outright for most of the company's first 20 years. So how did Bezos become the richest person on Earth? The selling stuff part was never the business. There were two other businesses hiding inside Amazon, and one of them prints money like a software company. Amazon reports three official segments: North America Retail, International Retail, and Amazon Web Services. Tucked inside the retail line is a fourth bucket the company barely talks about: Amazon advertising, running at roughly $50 billion a year, growing 25% annually. Three of these four are software margin businesses. One, the actual selling of stuff part, is barely break-even, 64% of revenue, 12% of profit. The retail empire everyone sees is the smallest profit center in the entire company. The two invisible businesses pay for everything else. Look at $100 of Amazon revenue. About $60 comes from retail, first-party sales of products Amazon owns and ships. Operating income on that $60, roughly $1.50. About $17 comes from AWS, renting servers, storage, machine learning infrastructure. Operating income on that $17, around $4.50. $8 comes from advertising, sponsored search slots on the retail site. Operating income on that $8, estimated $3 or more, near software margins. The remaining $15 is third-party seller services, marketplace fees, fulfillment, storage, also high margin. Added up, retail is 60% of revenue and roughly 15% of profit. AWS plus advertising is 25% of revenue and roughly 75% of profit. Amazon Web Services, alone the part that just rents servers, generates more operating income than the entire retail business that built the company. Read that sentence again. The side project is bigger than the main business. Selling stuff is the bait. Renting servers and selling search slots is the catch. Walk through one Prime Day order. A customer types wireless earbuds into the Amazon search bar. The first four results are not the best earbuds, they are the four highest bidders in an auction. That auction is Amazon advertising. Margin on those slots is somewhere near software margins, 30 to 40% at the operating income line. The customer clicks anchor, adds to cart, free Prime shipping. That free shipping is a loss leader. After fulfillment, packaging, and last-mile delivery, Amazon makes basically nothing on the actual sale. Maybe loses a few cents, maybe makes a quarter. The payment processes through Amazon's own infrastructure. The same infrastructure also serves Netflix, Airbnb, the CIA, and roughly 200,000 other companies who pay Amazon by the gigabyte hour. That is AWS. They will bill that processing tonight at 30% margin. The order ships from a warehouse whose robotics, software, and labor system Amazon also licenses out to third-party sellers as fulfillment by Amazon. Those sellers pay storage fees, picking fees, packing fees, embedded in the retail line at high margin. Meanwhile, the customer's browse history feeds the recommendation engine. The recommendation engine sells more sponsored slots tomorrow. The shipping data optimizes warehouse placement. The warehouse placement makes Prime cheaper to operate. The cheaper Prime gets more subscribers. The subscribers see more ads. One customer, one purchase, 4 revenue streams, 3 of them software margin. One of them the actual product barely covers its own costs. That is the business model. Amazon Web Services started in 2006 as an internal solution. Amazon's retail servers had massive surplus capacity outside peak shopping hours. Black Friday loaded the systems, but most of the year they sat idle. Bezos asked the obvious question: what if we rent it out? For years it was a curiosity. Wall Street did not understand it. Then in 2015, Amazon broke AWS out as a separate reportable segment for the first time. The margins came into view. The stock doubled in 18 months. By 2021, AWS operating income exceeded the entire retail business, and it has stayed there every year since. The cloud business that started as spare server capacity now subsidizes the company that built it. Advertising followed the same playbook. Amazon's retail search bar collected the highest intent commercial query data, on the internet. Someone typing toaster into Amazon is closer to a buying decision than someone typing toaster into Google. Sellers wanted to bid on those queries. Amazon let them. By 2023, Amazon advertising was bigger than YouTube ads. Amazon Basics, the private label line, plays a particular role here. Amazon Basics does not need to be profitable. Its job is to force every third-party seller to bid higher in the advertising auction or lose the buy box. The retail line gets cheaper products for shoppers. The advertising line gets higher bids from sellers. The system feeds itself. Both high-margin businesses exist because the retail front end built the infrastructure and the audience first. The retail business did not need to be profitable. It needed to be massive. Once it was massive, the actual money-making businesses got built on top of it. This is why Amazon Retail can absorb prime shipping losses, free returns, razor-thin electronics margins, 20 years of unprofitability, without anyone at the top getting fired. The retail business is not trying to be profitable. It is trying to be unavoidable. Every Prime member is a captive eyeball for the advertising business. Every product Browse trains the personalization engine that makes Amazon's logistics impossible to replicate. Every payment is a workload that AWS bills internally, at scale that nobody else can match. Walmart and Target try to compete with Amazon on retail margin, and they lose. They cannot win. They are playing a different game. Walmart's profit comes from retail. Target's profit comes from retail. Both companies optimize the actual selling of stuff part because that is their business. Amazon's profit comes from owning the picks and shovels infrastructure under the internet, and from being the search engine for purchase intent. The retail business that everyone sees is the world's most expensive customer acquisition funnel, feeding two software businesses with software margins. When a business runs a visible loss leader at scale for years without flinching, look for the invisible profit center it is feeding. Apple's hardware feeds the App Store. Google's free search feeds AdWords. Costco's groceries feed membership fees. Amazon's storefront feeds AWS and advertising. The funnel is the part you see. The business is the part you do not. The companies that win for decades are the ones whose customers never realize what they are actually buying.